Welcome everyone. So we're gonna do our live picture I've done of the bull here. I always have to have a preliminary before I start, just because it would take too long for me to hash it all out before you would see any real progress. So it always makes me a little anxious. I thought I heard a. Alright, I don't know why it vibrated. I was hoping someone was on, but I guess not. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this. So Q&A is open as always, of course. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit of work here with the bull. And even this isn't 100% how he looks in the book. It's real close. I have trouble formatting the horns to this little paper here. They usually they spread out a bit further, but I didn't want to have his head be any smaller than this. So, but all right, people are starting to come in here now. So yeah, just be working on this preliminary picture I did of the bull. Like I said, I always have to have where I have a starting point before I either record or go live, because it would take too long to format everything before you guys would start seeing some exciting progress. So I've got a good enough concept here that I'm gonna start going over with inks and color and all that good stuff. And I hope you all enjoy it. And of course, the campaign is live. It's been going for a little under a week now. Tomorrow will be a week. But so it's the book's just $5, and then there's other tiers. There's T-shirts and family packs and all sorts of good things. So if you're curious about it, check it out. It's an all ages book. It's really inspired by my love for the way comics used to be, where anyone could read them. So, and it's a father-son story. Right now I'm trying to find the right pin to go over this with for you all. And I think I'm going to use, I haven't really used these ever, so I'm going to try them out, see if I like them or not. But this here, a black and white of this is considered in the sketch pack. So what you get is really more than a sketch when you think about it. As actually the it's like a black and white picture, but I might color this. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how I'm feeling as we go along, and you know, I don't really have a method to my madness. I just kind of go all over the place, as you can see. Maybe that's my issue. Either way. But yeah, in the campaign I don't even show his face, because the image where it shows him in the full suit is kind of a crucial, pivotal part in the story, and I didn't want to spoil that image in a promotional piece. So out of respect for you all, I kept it secret. So hopefully the back of his head is enticing enough for anyone who would want to check out the book. Just seeing those big crazy horns on him. Still no comments, guys. Just throw some in there. This isn't just drawing. Like what I do on Thursdays here on my channel is a live Q&A typically, but I figured that I would do a little promotion for my book as well today, because it is live now. It's got 24 days left on it. So far we've raised $750. Incredible. We already met our goal. My goal was just 500, but you guys have already surpassed that, and I'm so grateful that you have. And it will be an ongoing series. So, and I'm actually getting my first shipment of the books are coming to my house tomorrow. So that'll be fun. I will literally see my first printed books ever tomorrow. So everything else I've ever done has just been, you know, my little notebook comics, or whatever you want to call them. So it is cool to finally be at a stage where I can self-publish, and the guys I'm using, they make it possible for anyone to self-publish. So if you're interested, check out Comics Wellspring is the name of the company. They can do really small print runs. The lowest print run they do is you can get 25 books, and it's really affordable, so check it out. And regardless of how the campaign did, I was going to continue to make these books just because I've always wanted to make my own books. I am connected with the local art community here, so we get to do shows and stuff every now and then. So I had a feeling that I would be able to sell local, but I didn't know what you guys would do with it online. So, oh, thanks so much. I see Keem's getting on here. He likes it. And I don't know if I've heard of you, Baron Nimian. Welcome. Keem is a regular here. He's always commenting. He's a good, loyal viewer. He's a cool guy. It's a big passion for books. Everyone on here pretty much loves comics, so. But yeah, I made this character up when I was 4 years old. And as you read the book, it'll be pretty apparent what inspired the character. And it might even be here now if you're looking at it close enough. But there'll be a fun little Easter egg nod in this book and in following books. Just kind of poking at the source material, or the source inspiration rather, for the character. Oh, cool, Keem. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got lots of prints on there. I'm probably going to do more eventually, but yeah, I'm just really working on the books right now. Oh, well, welcome. You typically do Twitch? Well, we're glad to have you here on YouTube. Sometimes I think about doing Twitch as well. You know, there's really no certainty with any media, really, platform. You know, YouTube could be shut down tomorrow for all we know, and then, you know, what would we do? But the nice thing is there's so much technology out now that if you can't show your stuff on YouTube, you'd find another platform. So, but it might be a job for try to relocate your fan base to another place. But regardless. Yeah, everything is not consistent on here, but that's alright. I'm still a learning, growing artist. And like I said in the past, I would get really, really, really hung up on making sure things looked a certain way, so it would discourage me from creating, but I'm not letting that keep me from creating anymore. You know, people might say crappy comments or whatever, that's fine, you know, at least I'm creating at the end of the day, you know. No, don't do Twitch, okay. Yeah, you'll see in the first issue, he's not gonna get powers or anything. Later down the line, he will get powers. The first book is really growing the character of the father and the son. So the first book is really about them more than it is, you know, this sweeping epic yarn that continues. But, you know, everything has set up, so. But as it goes on, more things will happen and it will get more intense. The first issue really centers on the character of the father and the son. Robert is the dad, named after my dad, and then Will is the name of the son. And the last name is Wilson. Had to do a little alliteration. I couldn't help myself. I'm good, Ice. How are you doing? So yeah, I was really fortunate. My book got funded pretty much the second day. I went on. I was in the live stream for Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver, and whenever you're a bigger channel, you know you have to do super chats for people to read your comments. So I super chatted Ethan. I said, "Hey, could you please check out the bull?" So he saw that, and then he said, "Okay, well let's see what he has here." He pulled up my Indiegogo account. He read off my profile, and he decided to take a chance on my product. He actually bought one of my original pages and the book and the T-shirt. So he dropped $260 on my project, and he saw that my project's goal wasn't very large, just 500. So everyone else in the stream, he's like, "Guys, we need to get this thing backed." And within about maybe even 20 minutes, everyone pitched in on the stream. We had Cecil donated to my book, Nasser, and then Ben, all those guys. Cautionary Comics is Ben is for. Nasser's book is Stardust on Indiegogo, and Cecil doesn't have a book, but he's doing one called Cash Grab at some point. But yeah, so all those guys pitched in and they got my book funded. And then everything else has just been... Oh, and then also too, I cannot forget, Gary Shipman was on that stream too. He's a fellow artist as well, and he has a great channel too. Check him out. He's up to maybe 600 subscribers now. And yeah, he donated to me as well. I don't know if it's donate though. I mean, you're getting a product, but he invested like 35. He got the super 6-pack of comics. So, and he's been really supportive. He's been referring people to me from his channel as well. So check him out. His work he's doing. He had a book he used to do called Packin's Land, and he's trying to bring that back out. He's an incredible artist. He does like a lot of watercolor stuff and all sorts of different things. So check him out. Oh yeah, Keem, I'll never forget you, man. You're one of my loyal first, man. So I always look forward to you coming in on these chats, buddy. And this one's not really doing much for the little space here. I know. Switch to my big chunky Sharpie here, but it's all good. I see people popping in and out, and that's all right. They can do that. But if you stay on, you'll see finished product if I'm moving fast enough. I typically do the stream for an hour. I might push it if I'm close to finishing this when that hour comes. But yeah, if you get the sketch pack, this is the type of piece you get with a sketch pack. You don't really get like, you know, a 10-minute sneeze on a piece of paper. You're getting a full-blown black and white picture. And even from my art store too, I also do commissions there as well. Anything you want me to draw, I can draw for you. And yeah, and then I do my color ones are a little more. They're twice as much as my black and whites. because I use Prismacolors, and those color pencils are crazy expensive, but I really love the finished product. And all my pages I colored with Prismacolors. So when you get the book, it looks a little bit unique from your typical book because the whole thing is colored with those colored pencils. So you see like the pencil strokes as opposed to your just paint bucket fill approach that you typically see with modern comics. So, but it's unique. But it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's all right. And like I said, man, it's possible. You don't have to have huge computers and the $100 programs to make the books. Like I just for mine I just used all comic backing boards just like this, and just with some different sized Sharpies and your regular pencil and my Prismacolors, and I decided that this was how I was going to make my first one. But typically they go much larger with their size. It's usually an 11 by 17 board. And the line work usually gets, because they shrink it down so it fits on this side. So the line work is actually reduced quite a bit typically when you see a book. So the lines look more impressive because they're shrunk down and they're finer. But my stuff, you see it more or less the true form of as it was coming out. So, but I like it. I think it's interesting, and I'm having fun with it. So, but I don't want to spoil too much of the character or the story. Like I said, even showing his face, I was reluctant, but I might post this on the campaign page as well. But I don't know. Because the summary of the book just says, father and son share the same favorite superhero. One of them becomes that hero. So the reader of that blurb, they don't know who becomes the hero. This image here probably makes it a little more obvious. But I don't know. But I've always had this kind of look that I was trying for whenever I was creating him. It's more accurate now, obviously, because I'm not a tiny child anymore. But, yeah, I've always just had certain inspirations and things that have just really inspired me and impressed me. And so, of course, it's only natural to incorporate that into this character. So, but I've got some other cool items on there. I have the book, and then I have the book, and you can get a shirt with it. And then I have the book with the shirt with the sketch. And then I have like a kid combo and a family combo and all sorts of crazy stuff. There is a link for it in the description of this video. I don't know if that's seen now, though. I don't remember typically how YouTube likes to present their information for live streams. I know at the end it'll show up because it's in the video description, but I don't know if it shows it when it's live. I think it just shows the viewers. So, but yeah, I mean, I played it safe for my goal on this. I am just your average neighborhood comic fan, just wanting to make a product. So all the other guys on Indiegogo, they've been doing this for a while. I'm not expecting to pull out with Cyber Frog, Red Rooster, or Lone Star size success for this campaign. I'm just a little guy. trying to get my book out. But for sure, check out comicwellspring.com. Super affordable printing. Like I said, I have my first 40 issues, or my first 40 copies of issue 1 coming to my house tomorrow. And I could afford those even with my own non-raised money. But this was just really to put a spotlight on the character. So, yeah, I think we're good for the blacks on here now. Maybe I'll go over these other areas. So, yeah, I'm just using a comic board here. These are really great to use. I mean, take a little getting used to because it's a smaller page. You know, this is even smaller than your typical sheet of copy paper or whatever, but it's really nice and thick. And I hear other people who say that it's harder to draw on this than a comic board, but I think they're pretty similar. But I mean, I'm not a pro either. But the nice thing is, after you get this done like this, you can, you know, drop it in a comic bag, and it's nice and portable. Really good for like conventions and stuff like that. There's quite a few artists that draw on comic boards at conventions. I believe Todd Knock is one of those. I can't call, but I think I'm correct on that. I think my impulse that I commissioned from him was on a comic board. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I sure hope so, Marco. Are there other heroes in the Bullverse? Yes, but it is a secret as to the details, but more stuff will be revealed as the story goes on. There's a whole lot of stuff I have to unpack here. Whisper Soft, you probably don't know him, but hey, I appreciate that, Keem. Thank you for doing that, buddy. Well, for this part of the story, Marco, I guess, yep, Jakub is asking. For the first part of the story, he's just a dude in a suit. Later on, he will turn into a minotaur, half bull, half man. And there'll be all sorts of crazy stuff there. Little super strength and other things, and berserker rage related. But for right now, it's just a kid in a suit doing good deeds. Doing what he does. But things happen. But the first part, like I said, I wanted to make it just a dude in a suit who does good deeds, because I want you guys to be inspired when you read this to go do good deeds yourself, you know. I've always had a bit of a humanitarian side to me. I have a ministry background. I was a youth minister for 5 years between different churches. And I've always wanted to help people and help others help people, you know. So I want to be able to do that with my comic too. So now there's not going to be tons of Christian analogies or anything in the book, but 2 phrases: treat others how you want to be treated, and yeah, treat others how you want to be treated, and then, you know, doing good deeds are the main pillars. But you know, there are multiple religions that hold those values, so I'm not trying to convert anyone or anything, but I am trying to inspire you to make the world a little better than you found it. So that is my hope for you all. So yeah, as I've said, my I don't really have a set style. I just kind of color and ink where I want. or like a crazy person. I've always been told I have good choices for the colors I've used. There was a period in middle school I interviewed the comic book artist Stephen Scott. I'm not even sure if he's still around anymore. But when he saw my pages I had done when I was little, he's like, "Oh, you should really think about being a colorist." He was really impressed with my choices I used on those pages. I do. I like to make things very bright, and I have undertones of, a little bit of color theory. But I think I make good color choices, but I hate the physical act of coloring. Like, to me, I get pretty annoyed coloring. You got to cover so much territory, so. But that's all right. I'll color this one. I'm gonna make this one a little darker though, but I don't know how dark. It might just be a muted brown. I am using Blue Jay Tay. I am using Prismacolors, but the nose is a bit odd. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of work to do as far as art goes. I'm not claiming to be the best or anything, but I'm not gonna let it keep me from producing work. So, yeah, I'm aware it's not 100%, but I appreciate your feedback. Yeah, I love Prismacolors, and that's the whole thing. Like, they're expensive, but they're worth it. I really like what they produce, and results really nice. So. He looks too handsome. Well, I don't know. You might be more inclined to his dad. His dad is a large fella. There's his dad. Yeah, he's a younger fellow, so he doesn't have a lot of bumps and bruises on him yet. It'll happen though. Here's an angry picture of his mom there for you. So yeah, I try to do different things with him, but yeah, it's a process, you know. But if you're just tuning in, this is my Indiegogo campaign going on right now for the Bull. There'll be a link in the description if you're watching this later. I'm not sure if it's there now. But if you search the Bull #1 on Indiegogo, the comic should pop up. Might be on the second page now since it's been out for a while. But it's just a $5 book. So 20-page, $5 book. The start of the series. It's going to continue to go as long as I as I can get it to go. I have a lot of ideas. So this has been percolating in me forever. And now, like I said, I'm not worried about about perfection anymore. So, as if I did, I would never put anything out. I just turned 33 last week, and I should have already been doing this much sooner in my life. So, I've always loved comics, so it only made sense to jump in there and do something I love. And at the end of the day, just have some books to point to and say, "Hey, I made those." Like that is cool to me. So, I have thousands and thousands of comics from the big two and Image and all that good stuff. But why not your own comics? You invest all this money in these guys who don't even know, or you have the people telling you if you don't like it, don't read it. You know, the guys like me, I care. I care that you're buying my books. I appreciate your support on the channel, regardless of if you buy the books or not. But I am thrilled to share this with you, to share something that's been a part of my childhood and my life. So, I look forward to see what happens. I've even got two of them are going to, well, one's going to Japan and one's going to Australia. So do ship internationally as well. But it's cool that I guess the book's international, so it's gone international. Oh, Exposer, I'm glad you're interested. Oh, you like the clipboard? Yeah, it's always been, it's I don't like to have my lap exposed here. Old Richard is always famous for having his cloths on his lap, or just having the book right on his lap. So this is my way of battling the awkwardness. And this is actually the first time that I'm doing it without even having. I usually have my blue blanket over it, but it's just too dang hot today. So you get to see my hairy legs and all the other good stuff. Part of my sock in the corner, maybe. So, well, that's good, Blue Jay, that you have a big old desk. You're lucky. I have very limited space. I've got 3 kids, a foster kid. I'm married. So, this is literally, my corner of the bedroom. All my books are stacked over here. I've got all my action figures are on my shelf, my dresser drawer. We got all of our DVDs shoved in the closet. I've got like 6 other boxes of comics in there. I've got like, I don't even know. I've got like maybe another 5 out here with me in the in the like literally right beside my bed. So it's a bit cramped, but it's all right. Life is good. I'm making my own book. That's all that matters, right? Well, Blue Jay, I mean, if it happens, it happens. But the thing is not to let it get you down, man. Life is too precious to to just focus on the bad. We got to see the good with the bad and go from there. So me personally, there'll be a little blurb in the front of the book to kind of highlight a little more of my inspiration. My dad passed away the day before Thanksgiving of '99, and my mom passed away a month after my first kid was born. And I miss those guys, but you know there's so many other great moments in my life to look at. Having my kids and being in the spot I'm in now. So I always think of the good that's going on too. Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, it's part of life, man, and it helped shaped me. Oh yeah, of course, Kima. I definitely am gonna be working on that action figure video at some point. So for this part, I don't know if you guys remember, but especially the old Batman movies, they would have the black grease paint to hide the flesh, so the bull has some brown grease paint. So, a nice nod. But I loved I think it was in Batman Returns when Batman rips off his rubber cowl and he's totally fine underneath. He doesn't have those black paint marks. But we all know they had to reshoot that scene, as he would have had two big old raccoon eyes looking at Selina Kyle. Let's see. Do I want to go darker, maybe? Well, they said he did, but it didn't actually happen. Which actually I haven't even read the book. I've had the book in my possession since it came out, which was July 4th or the day before July 4th, and I still haven't read it because they spoiled it on the news and everywhere else. Catching up on the chat there. Making sure I'm not missing anything from you guys. So like I said, this is my time to make myself available and have a nice little chat with you. I look forward to these Thursdays. I think this was a major part of what was missing from my channel. I like to do the relaxation stuff, but I definitely like to just let you guys see me without all the extra ambiance. I haven't really figured out. Whenever I was a kid, the other guy, his main villain's name was just the Mask. I don't think I'm going that direction this time, though. So I haven't decided on what the main villain's name is going to be yet. The way things happen is still going to be the same in my head, but I haven't figured out the labels. Even like the bull's regular name and all that, having him be Will Wilson. Like that wasn't. I think I went through 4 different name changes when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I'll just do a little Stanley alliteration and call it good. And then Robert Wilson is named after my dad. And the mom is Anne, named after my mom. Both are visually heavily inspired by them as well. Mark Crilly, who is that, Blue Jay? Oh, I definitely know what a matador is. I just don't know if I'm using him or not. But I mean, my character's name is the Bull, so how deep and insightful are we looking for here? I found some. Yeah, deep. Yeah, things get pretty interesting whenever your art studio is a lap board on your bed. But I'll tell you this much: it did make doing the pages that much easier because I'd be in my bed about ready to go to sleep or whatever. I'd be like, oh, I have to get my 30 minutes in. I don't know if you guys all know the story. I was part of the group called 100 Days, 100 Days of Comics. You work on your book for 30 minutes a day for 100 days straight. And if you have a finished product, that's great. But if not, you can, keep going or go for a season 2 approach. And yeah, it's perfect if you've got, full-time job and family and all that good stuff. Pretty much all the things that a lot of times get in the way. Not in a bad way, but, they do. It's just things pile up and it's hard to do everything you want to do. So made it easy to break it into chunks. So that's what I did. And anyone who wants to get started, that's what I recommend. Really, but I mean, the 100 day straight part is a little taxing, but the fact that it's just for a minimum of 30 minutes. I mean, like, most Netflix shows are at least like an hour, it seems, or 40 minutes or whatever you want to call it. So to be able to take that time out to do something you've always wanted to do, I'd say is worth it. I'll check out your videos, Action Artist. I don't know if I'm subbed to you or not, but I will make sure I am and check you out, okay? Is there a character called the Buck? None of this time, no. There's so much random stuff, though. I'm gonna include. There's a couple really random things from when I was a kid that I put in there, and I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be weird. It's not gonna fit, but that'll be fine. We'll make it fit. So it was a guy I named after one of my good friends. So it'd be kind of heartbreaking if I didn't have that character in the book. But it's totally out of left field because, as we all know, that's typically what happens when kids are creating things. They don't worry about structure or boundaries. They just say, "Wouldn't this be cool?" and then they just do it. So. Okay, I'll make sure. All right, Action Artist. Thank you. Yeah, and right now we're doing a push. We're trying to get to. We did meet our goal, but I'm trying to get the fund. If we can get the fund up to $2,000, I will do a raffle of a full color drawing of the bull. Probably like this one, or maybe even this one. But of course, you can. If we don't get there, I mean, you can get a black and white one from me, or you can commission me to do one. I'm happy to do that as well. Yeah, my store, I always leave the link to that in my videos typically. It's Store Envy is what I use as my storefront. And I do have commissions I do on there. Do black and white, I believe. It's either 30 or 40, I can't remember. And then color, I believe, is 60. So. Hey man, there's nothing wrong with Pokemon. Like it's still going for a reason though. You know, people love it. My kids love it a lot. So I was into it with whenever the first 151 were around. You know, with Mew as 151. But yeah, yeah, I still enjoy it. I don't know a lot of what's going on with like the Alolan region stuff and all that, but it's fun. And I really love the artwork on Magic cards. So I haven't ever played it, but I do like the art on it. I don't know. It's really hard for me to like understand rules for games. I don't know why. I think I've got some developmental stuff going on with me, but nothing has been officially determined. So I don't know. But it's really hard for me to like understand rules for games and things. I try and I want to learn, but it's like a roadblock for me. And I hardly even like driving stuff in real life too. I get really anxious. I have to have been to a place like multiple times to feel confident driving there, so it's really weird. But that is a tangent for another time. I'm reading the chat right now. Yeah, I think we've got like all the original cards. Like, we even have like a Charizard and all that good stuff. We don't have a hollow one. Ours is a regular. But I think we do have all the original ones. Well, I might as well throw a little color on the back here as well. Hold on. See if y'all can see it. There's the bowl. But I've been keeping him secret. I want the reveal to be pretty big when people read it. But I couldn't resist doing this during a stream for you all, so. Yeah, I mean, have you guys already gotten all of your comics for the week or 2 weeks or whatever? I always have to wait till I get paid every 2 weeks, so I'm going on Friday, and I'm trying to remember everything that's out. I've heard a lot of bad things about Fantastic Four new #1. I don't know why. They said, oh, it's like the Batman wedding issue all over again. So I guess something really disappointing happens, but I haven't read it, so I don't know. I know the artist on it isn't someone who typically does, I don't know, elaborate artwork, so that might be part of it. Oh, you said it's a great marketing scheme. What, does the team not really show up in the first issue? Probably. I don't want it spoiled, but I'm just like, what the heck did they do? Yeah, they have a Pokemon version of the video game of the card game as well as the video games, which I'm sure you've heard of those. But I believe the trading card game Pokemon one is on the Game Boy Advance. I want to say. I can't remember. Oh, thanks, Mango. Everyone's so mad though. Like, what did they do? I don't know though. On the new Pokemon cards, they have so much HP though. I don't understand why they have so much freaking HP. And then you try to play your old ones against the new ones, and it's just, no, don't even bother. You pull out like a Mewtwo from the original deck, and it's like a freaking joke. My kids always get upset too. They could be doing really well in any game, but the minute anything starts to turn on them, they get super upset. So that definitely inhibits me from wanting to play those games a lot with them. So, or they have those instances where well they'll play Smash and then get upset when I beat them after they've done the same move and won like 5 rounds against me. Yeah, I remember the what was it, the Black Lotus card or the Death Lotus or whatever was the big card everyone was trying to get back in the day for Magic. Yeah, I've played D&D a couple times. I've not had a huge ton with it. This place over here called Mox. It's like a big bar slash board game place. Super crazy. And they always have like, I think Wednesdays is D&D night. I can't even remember. But I've went there a couple times and played it with some friends who are really into D&D. So my character, I named him Baranuk. His family was killed by the, I want to say the Shadow League in a fire. And he is a fish person, so I had a sweet trident. And I would kill things pretty frequently and very accurately. But I didn't really level him up much. I got like, I think level 12 is as far as I got with him. I have like 200 gold or something. Oh yeah, people are definitely getting back. They have like artisanal D&D sets and stuff. Matthew Lillard, the guy who played Shaggy on Scooby Doo, he actually has his own kit he's made that the retail is like $500 or something insane. It comes with all these like miniatures and maps and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, what's happened is all the people who used to be kids who loved all these hobbies, they're adults now. So all these companies are like, okay, well the kids finally have money, so they're just making everything. And then you have those other people who they were kids and then they grew up, so they're working for these companies. So you're seeing a lot of passion projects coming out of um, all the whole fantasy community or any of it. You have people like me finally making my comic. And then when you look at Image, it was those people who founded Image, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, all of them, they were kids who loved comics, who were motivated and got into the industry. I think that's the thing that really makes the difference is when you have someone attached to a project that really has a care for it. They're not there for a check. They're there to create something that you want to enjoy, that they enjoy. They want you to have a shared experience with them. Granted, my stuff is not on the Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane level, but I feel that there's a passion behind it that will connect with you as a reader. So, and I hope it does. And then it's all ages too, so I go by the Comics Code Authority for my books, so that way literally anyone can read it, whether you're an adult or a kid. Look back in the chat here. Yeah, well, the thing with us, my parents were conservative, but we didn't actually start going to church until after my dad passed away. Um, yeah, because Saturdays were when we'd buy groceries, and then Sundays he would golf. So, and he liked to swear and everything, but that was really his. He smoked and he swore, but I mean, we never saw him drink or do anything else. But I guess those two things alone were things that people judged him for in church, unfortunately, so he didn't want to be around it. But him and my mom, they actually first met at an AA meeting in Hawaii. So, but when he passed, then we got back into it, and it got me thinking about things. So, then that's when I became a Christian. But she was very protective of me as a child. As I've said in the past, she would censor my comics before I would get them. She would read through them. She would take a Sharpie and mark out guns and put shirts on shirtless people and shirts on women who were wearing bras or had their cleavage hanging out. She'd blot out swear words, and if the whole page was offensive, she would staple a sheet of black construction paper around it. We had Batman banned from our house because Batman Returns was so hardcore and edgy, while killing kids and Catwoman swearing. And Ninja Turtles were banned because we were trying to do judo on each other. And what else? The only hero we were really able to watch for the longest time was Captain Planet, but we would sneak watching Batman animated series. And what else? Oh yeah, we had the Power Rangers were banned because the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. My mom said it was a drug reference, and I got a freaking dictionary. I said morphing means to change, but apparently that wasn't a good enough argument. So even for the first couple of years, we weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers either. But it's all good. She meant well, but really funny to look back on it. Looking back at the chat here. How do you get into Keem? Or how do you get into D&D? I mean, you just pick up a book and yeah, just pick up. You can go into like usually a game shop or a comic shop. They'll usually have a section, and you just get a book, and they should have some sheets in the back. And I think there's also a website you can go to print off character sheets and get some dice, and I think you're good. Yeah, I hear you, action artist. It is difficult to find a good church, and that was the thing. Even between my churches, it was difficult. You'd think people who were of the same mindset would be agreeable, but there were always, people backbiting each other and talking about each other, and it was just really sad to me because I thought it would be a place totally different than that. Mature Punisher book, nice. I'm glad to hear that, action artist. That's great. Like, good morning. Yeah, I mean, there's different religions that have their different beliefs. Yeah, I'm not trying to put anyone down. That's not what the channel's about. So, but yeah, some groups do things a little differently. So, I think we're looking good here. Might sign it. I don't know if I want to go into extra highlights on here where I'm putting shadows and all that good stuff, and we're pretty close to the mark here of when the stream would typically end. In case you're all curious, I do sign my products with by Jake and then the year. I have always done this as a kid. It's silly because I made this. It's by me, but I don't care. Like I said, I'm keeping to the tradition of that. Yeah, I don't usually talk about politics stuff either, so I hear you on that one. Keem, are you asking if you can buy this, buddy? Because there is a tier on the campaign. If you want one of these, you surely can. Thank you, Action. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you go on the campaign, like I said, there are different tier levels. There is one where you can do black and white on here. But like I said, if we get to 2,000, I'll be doing a giveaway for one of these. But if we don't get to 2,000, I can't give it away. But if you want to guarantee your own drawing of the bull, go to that Indiegogo. Select that tier that has, and it comes with, you get the shirt with the bull logo, you get the book signed, and then you get the picture. So, and that is 60, I believe. Or if you don't want to do all that, or if you already donated, or I don't know, it's not donated. If you already bought that tier, you can go on my store Envy, and you can get a commission from me, and you can just select if you want it color, select the color commission, or black and white, select the black and white commission. All right, take care, Keem. All right, Pixel, did you just hop on, buddy? I hadn't seen you commenting. So these usually run for an hour, but if you want to hang for a bit, I'm up to talk a little if you are. Okay, Pixel. So do you have any questions or anything, or? Okay, you're out too, Blue Jay. That's all right. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, every Thursday night I do these. If you're just tuning in, I do it the hour before this hour. For 1 hour is typically what I do, a Q&A. Have the camera facing my face, and I just read the comments. But I've got my Indiegogo out, so check that out. Get your own picture here, or help me get to 2,000, and we can do a giveaway for this one. No worries. Yeah, I appreciate it, Pixel. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, like I said, go to that Indiegogo, search the Bull #1, get yourself a copy for $5, or check out the other cheers. Get a nice, get a nice picture for yourself. Yeah. Oh, you're your Beauty Junior. Oh, well, I was about to head out. I will stay for you, buddy. So yeah, we typically run these for an hour. So if you're just tuning in now, Pewdie, it's the hour before, and we run it for an hour. But I'll hang out here for you for a bit if you want to shoot some questions at me. Thank you so much, Mango. But yeah, we just finished drawing and coloring this guy here, the bull. And I don't even have an image of his face up on the campaign because I want that to be a surprise. So you're really getting a first full look here at the character, and the page that is done in the book already with the costume is kind of a crucial part of the book, so I didn't want to spoil that, so that's why I haven't revealed it. I might put this on the campaign, but I wanted to create something cool for you all. Just, something different on the channel than just pointing it at me. But yeah. So Beauty, do you have any questions or anything, man? Like I said, you're always good about hopping in on the videos and commenting, and I'm always glad to see when you comment. But is there anything that you want to ask me or are curious about? Go ahead, man. I'll stay on for you for a bit since you have been trying to catch a stream. All right, we got 8 likes on here. I appreciate that, guys. This is the most. Have I considered doing like graphic novel readings? Well, I've done a couple. What happens is I record everything from my phone, so I have a limited amount of storage. I did do the book. What did I do? I did Saints, I believe. No, I did Boxers, the Jin Young Lang book, and it was a 2-part video. One part was like over an hour, and the other part was like, thank you so much, Godly. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've got it on there, and I put all I read the thing for literally almost about 2 full hours. I literally just sat and read the whole thing. But no, hardly anyone watched the video, so it's hard for me to want to continue to make stuff like that if there's no views on it, because I am making the content for people to watch. So if people aren't watching it, I'm not gonna do a lot of it. Now, some of the smaller graphic novels I have considered, especially with the likes of like doing The Killing Joke or doing like Mad Love, the Harley Quinn origin, stuff like that. So, but I mean, I would love, I have so much stuff here. I would just love to read everything for you guys. I could make videos all the time, but it's hard for me, especially I've got my 3 kids, I've got my wife, I've got my foster kid. It's always loud, it's always busy in here. Up to 9 likes. I appreciate that. That's the most likes I've had on a live video. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, like I said, I love doing the comic readings, but it's hard for me. Like every single time is literally a shot in the dark unless I have a direct request from one of you all. But a perfect instance. I read like the full Dark Knight's Metal story. In the first part, it was huge. We had like hundreds of views on it. The second part, we had close to 100, and then everything else it was like 12 views, 8 views, 20 views, and it's just like ah. And I mean, I don't want to have that stuff get me down, but like I said, I am making the content for you. So if there's not an interest in the story, it's hard for me. But I always want to finish it out of respect to those who did invest. So, but right now I'm doing the Marvel 1602. We're almost done with it. We got 3 parts left. Contemplating like doing some of the new Marvel books maybe. A lot of them just started with their number ones. So right now I'm reading the Iron Man ones, Spider Man. I'll be reading Fantastic Four when I go to my shop on Friday. Hulk and Thor. One Shot Comics. Yeah, totally. But it's trying to figure out. Like I would like to read some newer stuff. Um, but once again, it's hard to figure out really. I like when I did the Thanos ones for Thanos Rising. Those did pretty well because everyone had an interest in him for the movie, or if they just came from the movie. So those worked out pretty well. But yeah, it's hard to really pinpoint it. I could read like Captain America ones all day long because he's my favorite superhero. So, but sadly, I have to reacquire a crap ton of them. But I'm slowly getting there. So, but is there a particular one you'd like to see, and maybe I can hunt it down? I've also found a site where I can read pretty much anything from it, and I would do a screen capture of the pages, as I used to do. Only now there's not a long, cringy timer between each of the pages. I can literally just turn through them with my finger on my phone. And I did the original short story from the 100-page giant of the Walmart Batman that they put out in July. So I did that one. If you want to see videos like that, let me know. Check that video out and see if you're into that. And the next one I do, there'll be better picture quality on that one. I did a screen capture, but it wasn't mirrored with what the phone screen capture was, so it was slightly under resoluted, but it was still good, I thought. But I make it better if I do another one. So. But yeah, it's hard for me to determine. Like I said, is there something in particular you'd like to see, Beauty? He's thinking. You don't know. Okay, that's all right. Well, like I said, I definitely want to do some more. I just might do some more shot in the dark stuff. Do you have a favorite character? Okay, All Star Superman. I actually don't have that one, but it's a good story. That would still be a multiple part video, though. That one, I believe, is either a 6 or a 12-part story. Well, it's not a one shot. It is like an offshoot story, though. A one shot would like be a 48 pager, or I think Killing Joke is like maybe 60 or 80. But I mean, I could totally do All Star Superman. That's a classic. I want to do a lot of the iconic stories, so I think those ones go over better. I want to read some more Flash. You guys really responded positively to that for sure. So, all right, Pewdie. Well, was there anything else you're curious about, man? Like I said, I was about to wrap it up, but if you've got any other questions or comment or anything, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. This campaign runs for 24 more days. So right now we want to try to push it to $2,000 so we can do the giveaway for this picture right here, or maybe another one, but it would be a full color picture of the bull. That's true. Thank you, Godly. Thank you, Pewdie. All right, guys. Like I said, come back here next Thursday. We'll be doing another one. I don't know if we'll be doing a drawing one. I might do the other characters from the book, maybe the father, the son, maybe the mom. I don't know, but go check out that Indiegogo campaign if you haven't. The book's just $5. It's a 20-page book. It's going to be an ongoing series. Campaign's up for 24 more days. We want to get it to $2,000 so we can do a giveaway for this. We already met our goal thanks to an Ethan Van Sciver live stream last Saturday. They got me to meet my goal in like 20 minutes, which is amazing. But yeah, you all have a good night. Take care, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.